Theon Greyjoy arrives on the Iron Islands with an alliance proposal from Robb Stark, but Theon's father tells him they will instead invade the north. Theon decides to betray Robb and help his father. At the Battle of Oxcross, King Robb Stark battles Sir Stafford Lannister, with House Stark and their Tully allies victorious. Arya befriends Jaqen H'gar and orders the deaths of Chiswick and Wheeze. Melisandre uses her red magic to assassinate King Renly Baratheon on behalf of King Stannis Baratheon. Most of the Stormland forces switch sides to Stannis, while soldiers of the Reach follow Sir Loras Tyrell back to Highgarden. Jon Snow joins Qhorin Halfhand's party beyond the wall and goes scouting at the Fist of the First Men. With the Ironborn invasion of the North underway, Theon Greyjoy disobeys his orders, moving inland to take Winterfell. Melisandre uses her red magic to assassinate Sir Courtenay Penrose on behalf of King Stannis Baratheon, and they capture Storm's End. Theon fakes the death of Bran and Rickon Stark, who were able to escape Winterfell, and headed north with their direwolves, Summer and Shaggy Dog, as well as Mira and Jojen Reed, and their servants, Osha and Hodor. They travel in search of a three-eyed crow who continues to haunt Bran's dreams. Sir Edmure Tully disobeys the orders of King Robb Stark and attacks Lord Tywin Lannister in the Battle of the Fords. Edmure is victorious in forcing Tywin's retreat, but his actions disrupt Robb's long-term plans for the war. Barristan Selmy becomes advisor to Daenerys Targaryen, posing as Arstan the Squire. King Stannis Baratheon leads his armies against Lord Tyrion Lannister, commanding on behalf of King Joffrey Baratheon in the Battle of the Blackwater. Though Stannis comes close to victory, Lord Tywin arrives with a Tyrell army just in time to break the Baratheon forces into retreat. As a result, the kingdom learns that House Tyrell has pledged to King Joffrey Baratheon. Tyrion Lannister suffers a great injury in the battle, losing most of his nose. Jon Snow meets Ygritte, a wildling woman he would come to love. King Robb Stark conquers the Crag in the Westerlands. Robb's mother, Catelyn Stark, takes it upon herself to free Jaime Lannister, in the hopes he will return Sansa and Arya when he arrives in King's Landing. She sends Brienne of Tarth to accompany him. With Tywin's return to King's Landing, he is made Hand of the King, while Tyrion becomes Master of Coin. After being captured and on the orders of Qhorin himself, Jon Snow feigns betrayal and kills Qhorin Halfhand in order to win the trust of the wildlings and act as a spy. Robb betrays his word to Lord Frey of the Twins by marrying a minor noblewoman, Jeyne Westerling. Theon loses Winterfell and is taken captive by Ramsay Snow on behalf of Roose Bolton. Winterfell is burned. Arya Stark uses Jaqen H'gar to help her escape Harrenhal and receives a coin along with the phrase Valar Morghulis before Jaqen changes his face and goes his own way, the gifts he said would grant her passage to Braavos. Daenerys obtains an army of unsullied warriors and conquers the city of Astapor. She leaves a ruling council before departing. Bran and Rickon Stark separate, with Osha leading Rickon and Shaggy Dog to Skagos, while Bran, Mira, Jojen, and Hodor continue with Summer to the Three-Eyed Crow. Margaery Tyrell comes to King's Landing and is betrothed to King Joffrey Baratheon, partially freeing Sansa of King Joffrey's constant abuse. Daenerys conquers Yunkai. White Walkers attack the Great Ranging beyond the Wall, forcing their retreat to Craster's Keep. At the Battle of Duskendale, Lord Robert Glover battles Lord Randall Tarley and Sir Gregor Clegane. The Glover forces are defeated and he is taken captive. At the Battle of Duskendale, Jaime and Brienne are captured by the mercenary company, the Brave Companions. Jaime's sword hand is removed by Zolo the Fat, a merciless Dothraki fighting for the Companions. Lord Rickard Karstark disobeys his king and murders Lannister prisoners. Robb beheads the Lord, and the Karstark forces abandon his campaign. Sansa Stark marries Tyrion Lannister. Stannis and Melisandre throw 3 leeches into a fire and perform a magical enchantment calling on the deaths of Joffrey Baratheon, Robb Stark, and Balon Greyjoy. Lord Balon would go on to die soon under mysterious circumstances, said to have fallen off a bridge during a storm, though many suspect assassination. After some time with the Brotherhood without banners, Arya is captured by the Hound, Sandor Clegane. Daenerys Targaryen besieges the city of Meereen. After learning that Arstan the Squire was Barristan Selmy and Jorah Mormont was once spying for King Robert, she sends them on a suicide mission to help capture the city. They survive and succeed. Sir Barristan is forgiven, but Jorah is dismissed after he demands an apology from her. Meereen is captured. Jon Snow scales the wall with some wildling scouts on behalf of Mance Rayder, King Beyond the Wall. At Craster's Keep, Lord Commander Jeor Mormont and the Night's Watch are betrayed by mutiny, and many are killed, including the Lord Commander and Craster himself. Samwell Tarly flees Craster's keep with Gilly, a daughter of Craster, and her baby. Jon manages to escape from the wildlings and returns to Castle Black. Bran enlists Sam and Gilly to help them cross the wall. There they encounter Cold Hands, a mysterious creature, appearing to be an undead wight, but without hostility and with clear intelligence. At the Twins, Robb Stark is betrayed by Lord Frey and Roose Bolton at the wedding of Edmure Tully and Rosalind Frey. The event becomes known as the Red Wedding and sees the death of Robb Stark, Catelyn Stark, the direwolf Greywind, the destruction of the Stark army, the capture of Edmure Tully, Great John Umber, and Robb's wife Jeyne Westerling, though her family connections soon see her pardoned. 3 days later, Catelyn Stark is resurrected by a magical enchantment where Beric Dondarrion gives his life for hers. She takes the name Lady Stoneheart and assumes control of the Brotherhood without banners. Above all else, she desires vengeance against the Lannisters. King Joffrey Baratheon marries Lady Margaery Tyrell, but at the wedding reception he drinks poisoned wine and dies, in an event that would come to be known as the Purple Wedding. In her rage, Queen Cersei orders her hated brother Tyrion Lannister arrested for regicide, though he appears to be innocent. With King Joffrey I dead, his younger brother Tommen inherits the throne. Oberyn Martell offers to represent Tyrion in a trial by combat, and Tyrion agrees. Queen Cersei names Gregor Clegane as her champion. Oberyn is killed in the fight and Tyrion is sentenced to death, but the Red Viper manages to wound the Mountain with a poisoned blade, and he slips into a coma. Peter Baelish goes to the Vale of Arryn, smuggling Sansa Stark with him. He marries Lysa Tully and becomes the Lord of the Vale. He then kills Lysa, and it is revealed Littlefinger arranged the death of Jon Arryn, and it was he who set the Starks and the Lannisters against each other, beginning the Civil War. Marillion, the singer, is blamed for Lysa's death and loses his eyes and some fingers. Lord Baelish sets to consolidating his power with Sansa Stark acting as his consort and ally. Arya leaves the Hound Sandor Clegane to die of his injuries and boards a ship to Braavos. War at the Wall, with Mance Rayder and his wildling army attacking the Night's Watch. With Jaime back in King's Landing, Brienne of Tarth goes off in search of Sansa Stark in honor of the deceased Lady Catelyn. Jaime Lannister and Varys the Spider arrange for Tyrion to escape the city, but before he leaves, he uses the secret tunnels of Maegor's Holdfast to reach his father's room. There he finds his former lover, the prostitute Shae, and kills her, before moving on to find his father in the privy. Tyrion shoots him with a crossbow, killing Lord Tywin, Hand of the King. Tyrion then sets sail for Pentos, while Varys the Spider goes into hiding, fearing he will be suspected. After the victory of the Night's Watch in holding back the wildlings, Jon Snow is arrested by Janos Slynt and Alliser Thorne. After 4 days in an ice prison, he is sent on a suicide mission to kill Mance Rayder under the guise of a negotiation. But while Jon is with the wildlings, King Stannis Baratheon arrives north of the Wall and scatters Mance Rayder's army. Mance is forced to surrender, but does not bend the knee. A Kingsmoot is held on the Iron Islands, and Euron Greyjoy, Balon's younger brother, is elected king. He promises the Ironborn a full-scale invasion of Westeros, and claims he can bring dragons to aid their cause. He presents the Dragon Horn, a relic from ancient Valyria he claims can control dragons.